So hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is the time when I usually will put out a studio vlog, but I'm doing something a little different this time. In lieu of a studio vlog, I'm doing a colored pencil swatching. I have been working really hard on a Kickstarter project and for the last couple months have been stuck at my computer and doing a lot of graphic designer stuff, and I'm just dying to get some art supplies in my hands. So here we go. So this box set, this beautiful box set of 40 Caran Luminance colored pencils I got for my birthday in August from my wonderful son. And they have been just calling at me to swatch, and I am going to do that today. So I have this set of 40. I also have a handful of just random colors that I have purchased just sort of open stock off of Jackson's Art Supply to try out, basically from watching other YouTubers. And I think I only ended up with one duplicate, and it's the Payne's Gray, and that's okay because Payne's Gray is one of my favorite colors. But I'm going to swatch these as well as these. And what I've decided to swatch these in is I have decided to start a color journal. So what is a color journal? I'm not really 100% sure. Basically, I think it's a cross between like an art journal and a swatch book, you know, something like that. This entire book is going to be dedicated to just color exploration, color palette making, and, you know, things like that. This is a handmade book. I made this myself. This is a faux leather cover. I should mention I have the window open in front of me because it is absolutely a gorgeous early autumn day outside, and I just can't keep the window closed. So if you hear the occasional car go by or birds or whatever, sorry about that. But anyways, back to this book. This is a handmade book that I made, and this is a faux leather cover that I made out of craft paper. No, yes, craft paper, the brand craft paper. And then I've just lined it with felt, like craft store felt. And the paper in it is this thick, actually it's this here, this Fabriano 160 GSM drawing paper. So it's quite thick. It's got a tiny little bit of tooth. I'm hoping it'll be enough to, you know, I know it's definitely going to be enough for colored pencils. I just hope that I can occasionally do maybe a little gouache or really light watercolor in it. The pages are quite thick. They're just not actually sized for water media. So anyways, I thought the perfect way to break open this color journal would be by doing a big color swatch. Okay, I'm just going to stick some extra paper under this first page because I think it's going to be weird drawing with that felt texture right behind it, and that should be better. And we'll just get to swatching. Sorry about my creaky chair. Someday I'll get a new one, maybe. I don't know. It's white. It's white. I don't know that it'll show up, but I'll swatch it because I'm a completionist and I have to have them all there. I can see it just a tiny little bit, but you probably can't see it on camera. I wonder if I bring this in closer. You can see it a little bit there. Okay, the next one is lemon yellow. Very, very nice, bright lemon yellow. A little bit crumbly, but not too bad. The next one we have is golden bismuth yellow. Shadow's really annoying. Okay, I've played around with the lighting a little bit here. Hopefully this is a little bit better. It's kind of the best I can do. So yeah, on to the next one now. We have, oh, Oh, it's just orange. We have orange. If you've watched any of my other videos where I've swatched out all of my art supplies by color, which these ones obviously are not in, you will notice that I have mentioned quite a few times that I really love these pencils. Sorry, next we have Anthroponoid. Yep. Anthroponoid Pink. As I was saying, if you watched any of those videos, you may have noticed that I've mentioned that I really, really like these colored pencils, but haven't had very many because they are very expensive here in Canada to get at my local art store. Apparently, compared to other pencils, they are relatively expensive anyways, but more so here in Canada. And so I was very, very pleasantly shocked when these showed up for my birthday. Thank you, my dear son. Next we have Carnelian. It's a nice sort of rusty orange, great autumn color. Permanent Red. Your basic primary school red, fire truck red. Is my camera shaking? It is a little. Why? It's not even attached to the same table. Next we have Scarlet. Similar, but just a little bit cooler. The primary red has much more of a warmer sort of orange undertone to it. Next, Purplish Red. This color here and this color here are giving me some Halloween vibes. It is October though right now, so that might be why it's on my mind. Next we have Perylene Brown. Very dark, reddish brown. It's similar to like a Perylene Maroon watercolor paint by Winsor Newton. Now we're moving into some purples, and we have violet. Very dark, cool purple violet. Some of them are a little bit, you can see like little bits of crumbs coming off, but overall not bad. Oops, I just smudged that. Next, violet brown. This is very nice. It's a very subtle, muted color. It's sort of like a dark gray with like a violet tone to it. Violet hue to it, sorry. And then I'm going to put beside that one of the ones that I actually purchased on my own, and it's violet gray. So it's like a lighter version of that one, maybe even a little bit more desaturated. It's very soft, just ever so slightly violety gray. Okay, Manganese Violet. Very pinky. And burnt sienna, 10%. It's very pinky, but it's a pinky for a gray where that's pinky for a purple. Yeah, I'll just throw that one right across the table. Burnt ochre, 10%. Naples Ocher. Very soft, pale yellow. Warm. It's a soft, pale, warm yellow. Naples is a pretty warm and sort of pastel-y yellow. Yellow ochre. It's a nice, lovely golden yellow ochre. Brown ochre. Sort of a medium warm brown. And then another one that I got on my own is the brown ochre, 10%. So I'm going to put that in right beside here. So a lot of these lighter sides, like of the earth colors, the ochres and the siennas and stuff like that, would be useful if you are into, well, actually any of the earth colors would be useful if you're into portraiture, but also would work for beaches and stuff like that. Okay, and green ochre. You know, this is a color that I probably would have hated when I was younger, but I'm kind of digging now. It's sort of, it's a yellowy, browny green. Olive yellow. That's quite bright. I'm already feeling better just sitting here coloring. My brain is all squirrely with my Kickstarter stress and whatnot, so this is nice and relaxing, letting the bees settle in my brain. Sorry, next we have spring green, which looks like it's very bright. Yeah, look at that, very bright, yellowy green. And grass green. Very sort of basic mid-tone green. It's a little bit intense for the color of grass in my area, but there you go. Moss green. A lovely muted green. And I just have a couple of greens here that I've purchased separately that I'm going to put in here before we get into the aquas, which are coming up next. This first one is dark phthalo. Well, they got the whole word there, so it's phthalocyanine. Phthalocyanine, dark phthalo green. Which is a very, very close to black dark green. It reminds me of Perylene green in the Winsor Newton watercolors. I speak of watercolors because I use them more. I want the colored pencils because I want to get more into experimenting with mixed media. Colored pencils and watercolor together. And this one's called Middle Verdigree. And it's a soft, almost pastel-y, somewhat desaturated green. Very nice. This color reminds me of a color that like April from Monkey Mintaka would like. Maybe it's because it's the color of the wall behind her. Her in her videos sometimes. Okay, next we have dark sap green. That's really dark. It's very, very similar to this dark phthalo green, except for that this one has more of a bluer undertone to it, where this one's warmer. And this one's called Malachite Green, and it looks like a color that I'll really like. Yes, yes I do. Okay, Persian blue, Prussian blue. And it is typical of any other Prussian blue color that I've used. Just a nice dark blue, leaning tiny little bit to the cool side. And then I got one more dark blue here that I purchased on my own that I'm going to throw in here, and it is Indian Throne Blue. And this one is super dark as well, very much like the Prussian, but this is leaning more to the warm side. Now we have Phthalo blue, or Phthalocyanine blue. Eventually I'll get really good at saying that word. And yes, that's a very phthalo-y color. I find that in watercolors it's more intense, but I mean, this is a pencil, what do you expect? But phthalos make great cyan colors if you're going for a cyan magenta yellow primary. Which is nothing really that's magenta-y, is there? That would be the closest one, but it's a little unsaturated. Interesting, there actually wasn't a whole lot of pinks. Okay, now we're into genuine cobalt blue. Very pretty. Sort of a warmer sky blue. Turquoise blue. I know I'm going to like this one because I love turquoise colors. Yep, I do. And we have light cobalt blue. Shoot, I wish I'd I want it to be beside that one now. But that's not the way it was in the box, and I didn't read it ahead of time. Oh well. And now it looks like we're moving into the grays. So we have silver gray. And it's just a light, its reading is pretty neutral to me right now. Neutral gray, maybe a little on the cool side. And we have slate gray. Oops, I'm not even in camera here. Here we go. It's a mid-tone, mid to dark tone, neutral gray. And then this is my one duplicate. I had already bought a Payne's gray and I got another Payne's gray. Look how different they look. I wonder if the camera's picking that up. The one in the box, the paint is considerably darker as well as the wood, but the wood doesn't matter. I wonder if the color the same. Let's put them both together here. So this is the one I bought separately. And if you're not familiar with Payne's gray, it is a blue tinted gray, usually, sometimes more blue than gray, depending on brand and whatnot. But this is a very nice cool gray, and then this is the one in the box. I actually feel like it's a little bit darker. Wait, is this? Oh, I'm an idiot. Because that's the Payne's gray. And this is Payne's gray 60%. Yep. So yeah, so this is the duplicate, and they are both dark because they are both the same, and I'm not an idiot now. And that's the Payne's gray 60%. Yep. I'm going to give them each their own little full-size swatch here because I am. Yeah, so anyways, it's a dark bluish gray. And this one is a slightly lighter dark bluish gray because it is 60%. Oh, I should mention the Payne's Gray 60% is another one I bought on my own. So I had the 100% Payne's Gray and the 60% Payne's Gray that I had bought on my own. And then the box came with a 100% Payne's Gray. Oh, me. One more really dark one here that I bought on my own, and it is dark indigo. Well, we're still in the blue tones here, the blue hues. And this dark indigo pretty much looks black. I'm sure if I was to color over this with white or something and smear it, that you'd see some of the blue really pop out, but you could use this as a black. And it's just a little bit more, it's got just a little bit more than like a black, which actually I'm going to swatch next here. So this one is just black. And side by side, you can see the difference, at least in person. The dark indigo does have that blue undertone to it compared to the black, but on its own, it's very difficult. You would think it's a black. I wonder if that shows up on camera. Okay, next we have, what does that say? Castle Earth? Not castle like a building. C-A-S-S-E-L, castle. Cassell? Another very, very dark color that you could use instead of black. This one's very crumbly. But yeah, it's another very, very dark color that you could use instead of black, but it's on the warm brown side, as you might imagine with Earth being in the title. But very crumbly. And then we've got French Gray. Which is a mid to dark gray. I think it's a little on the warm side. It's cooler than the Castle Earth, but it's obviously warmer than the Payne's. Okay, now we have Raw Umber. Yeah, that's pretty raw umbery. It's very dark greeny brown. Last couple here. Burnt Sienna. This is a little bit more, I'm used to burnt siennas being a little bit more orange. And this is definitely a little bit more red and darker. But it's still a very nice color, actually. It's almost reading sort of purpley to me at the moment, but it might be just because I'm surrounded by these cooler ones up here. And Russet. Another nice earthy red, autumny color. I like it. Okay, last one. Burnt Ochre. Nice middle warm brown. Oh, I lied. There's one more here, but this is one that I've purchased on my own, and it's Sepia. And I'm almost out of room. Let's just sort of give it a long little swatch down here at the bottom. So Sepia, again, is very, very dark. Also could be used as a black replacement, but just it has a tiny little bit more warmth to it than a black does. But it's cooler than this Castle Earth and darker, actually. So yeah, if you like to have dark colors that are like black, but don't like the just black on its own, some people don't. They find it kind of sucks light out of parts of their paintings or drawings and looks a little flat. So you could do indigo as a slightly cooler black, and then sepia as a slightly warmer black, and it would give you that same darkness, but with just a tiny little bit of, I guess, life or color in it. But there you go. There is all of the Caran Luminance colored pencils that I have. And that was fun, and I feel so much better now, having actually pulled out some art supplies and done some coloring after all of my computer work that I've been doing lately. So I hope you enjoyed that little look at all these colors. I don't know all the stores that you can get these colors at. I know you can get them from Opus in British Columbia here, but they're quite expensive. They're over $8 a pencil. And Jackson's Art Supply, which ships worldwide, they have them. But anyways, that was great, and like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was a little bit relaxing for you to see all these colors. Maybe you may be tempted to go buy some of your own. That's how I got into them. Watching other YouTubers use them and then get all like interested in them and having to go buy my own. Yeah. Until the next one, I hope you have a great day. Bye.